and in today's video, we're going to be goofing around on this game called... I've had this game for quite a while, and any music, just to double check. You know how YouTube is. Okay. We don't want to mess with that. So for right now, we're gonna leave it as is. So as you can see, so like for instance, if as you can see, I've turned the radio on, nothing's coming out. So, good, we're checked. Okay, so, most of you probably gotten this game, if you're like me and you got it from PlayStation Plus, right? Well, here's the thing. It's addicting. I'm not even gonna fucking lie to you. I'm gonna be straight real about it. Okay, this game is actually, like, it isn't the best game in the world. I'm not saying that, but it is definitely, you know, it's one of those games where you get really into it and, you know, you learn a little thing or two. You get to use cool vehicles that are weird, you know, like for instance, this forklift, okay? Most people are familiar with a forklift, especially if you've been to places like Lowe's or something of that nature. Now, why? There we go. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, little things like that, you know, you get to use the forklift, but I'm getting ready to drive an 18-wheeler. That's going to be carrying not only my egg van, which is not specific for eggs, just so we're clear, at least not by the game standard. This is by me. I use this for eggs. So, as you can see, I got a detachable semi. And it's detachable in the sense that I can take off the front piece and boom. Now, obviously, that's not looking too stable. But this is this gold piece right here. I've heard it says gold Hofer. I believe that's how you apologize if I have mispronounced it. But as you can see, it actually fits on the trailer. Like, that's the actual front of the trailer. And the best part is that I've modified this 18-wheeler so the truck, right, can actually carry regular trailers. And they have dollies that can allow you to modify vehicles so you can use certain things across the field. It's all sorts of fun, but what's really cool is I can actually drive a train in this, just like in GTA 5, or not GTA 5, GTA San Andreas. Right, we're all familiar with the game, we already know what it is, so I'm gonna just leave it at that and be done with it. But definitely take a look into this game. You know, I mean, it's something I can get around to, it's something I can play with, you know, it's not fancy. It's not, you know, GTA 5 level. I think we can all agree on that. But, you know, it's definitely worth checking out. And I'm going to actually be showing you guys a couple of the features. So first off, you'll see fields with gray numbers. I do not own those fields. I can purchase them at my whim. Of course, I have to... Oh, shit. I'm gonna have to buy this area and cut the trees. Excuse me. That's something you can actually do. You can actually cut the trees, and you have first-person mode. Obviously, I mean, that would be weird if it didn't, because we're living in 2020 now, where anything goes. Now that field over there, I own, right? That's my field, one of my fields, that is. But now we're entering my farm, right? So we're back in action. I'm gonna just pull around this way. No, you know what? I'm not gonna pull around that way. I'm gonna just back it up. But as you can see, I got a van, I got my forklift, and the cool thing about this is you don't have to buy the vehicles. I mean, you have to purchase them in one way or another, but you can actually lease the vehicles. You pay a small, it's basically like renting a vehicle. You pay a small fee, You turn around, and that's it. You pay a small fee every now and then, and that's... Oh. That was actually really cool. That was an unintended, you know, little helper right there, because I was actually kind of dreading having to back this off. As you can see right here, I have a dolly. You have the harvester there, and then this little dolly. This dolly is designed for to use trucks across the field, or not necessarily trucks, but say I have actually this van's a perfect example, or my truck, but we're gonna use my van in this case. So as you can see, it's got a regular ball on the back. I can legit go up to this dolly, hook it up, and now I can use any trailer that a tractor would pull across the field. And that's it. I can pull it and do as I please. Now I'm gonna drive this back there, and seeds, obviously the seeds are there so I can plant stuff. And this right here, so as you can see, I have my egg production. So this is right here where I am. Okay. So I'm gonna pull it over here. To note, as you can see, I've obviously figured out how to open and close the doors. These are very important, by the way. Just so we're clear, it's very important to know how to do this, because when you go and throw egg crates in there, that's one of the beautiful things about that. I can legit take one of these, right? I don't have to place it in there. I can just go yeet, and it's in there, and it's done, right? And they won't crack, they won't break. And this is my truck. This is specialized. So as you can see, it's got the regular ball tip, but it's also got a fifth hitch. So you know those trucks that are kind of like semis that have that trailer, semi-trailer looking thing in the back? Well, that's called a fifth hitch, and this is what this is. So I went ahead and bought this, not only because I knew I was going to need some powerful, you know, horsepower, but also, you can't deny, the look in and of itself is just pure awesome. I mean, that it is what it is. So I turn around, I back it up, and I'm gonna go and pick up some straw. And obviously, you know, you don't need to do this. This is not something that is required. However, you'll notice that I can't use this truck, unfortunately, for the straw, which does kind of suck, I won't lie, but I've got plenty of vehicles up here. So this is obviously one of my harvesters. Now this harvester, I bought this one for a specific reason. So this harvester holds a lot more wheat in it, but I also bought this special, the harvesting tool. Now if you notice, there's wheels on the side, and that's because you can actually drag this along behind this harvester and any other truck that has a ballpoint hook. You know, I was smart. I didn't waste the time doing this. I did this because, you know, I knew these would be easier to transport, and once I expand my ranch and have plenty of, you know, other, what's it called, things that I would eventually need to be able to carry it. And so that's where this came into play. Now, as you'll see, there's obviously straw. Wait, what the? Hold on. That looks like canola. Is that canola? No, that's... Sorry. That... Okay, this stuff isn't ready to go. This stuff, on the other hand, is ready to harvest. Now, as you can see, this is what's known as a cultivator, but it's also a seeder. Now, the way this works is I fill it up with seeds, and it drags essentially a claw along the ground and prepares it for the seeds to be placed. Now, when you first get the game, these are two separate, you know, items, right? You have to have a cultivator and then a seeder. But I found out that you can actually buy them as a 2-in-1 deal. Now, unfortunately, it does cost a lot more if you do like me and you buy people, you know, in the sense that you buy people to work for you. As you can see, my money in the upper right is going down. That is because I have made the decision to spend money instead of doing it myself. But what's really cool about this, as you'll see, straw here, I'm gonna pick it up and I can actually sell this off, so I can make profit off the scraps of my field. I recultivate that shit and it's done. But here's what I'm gonna do. So first things first, I'm gonna finish off this wheat. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just do this myself because I gotta drop it in to that little bucket right now. The trailer obviously, but the truck itself actually can be used as a place where I can dump my grain. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out of the way. And also, fair warning, if you do play this game, assuming that you play this game, just so you are aware, that that's not the best tractor to get. Not that it is a bad tractor, by no means. It is a great tractor. It is a very solid tractor. Problem is that, one, if you're not familiar with how to use tractors that will say, what's it called, they will bend, because that one's like a two-point body system, then you're not going to be able to do anything in that tractor. Now, with that being said, you're going to see me fill this up, and I'm gonna just leave the truck and all that here, but I'm gonna fill it up. You know, we're gonna fill this thing up. Give it a quick little fill up, and trust me, this thing can take a lot. So we have now officially filled up the truck, and now we're gonna start filling up the trailer. There's a reason why I filled the truck up first, and it's simply put because it makes no sense to me to fill up the trailer first when the truck is gonna have to be filled up anyways. I mean, that's just kind of my thinking on the situation. But now we're gonna turn around, we're gonna pull this back, and the reason why is because I only have one seater. But I will say this: that is a good tractor. It's a little more expensive. So if you want to have the best things, you know, by all means go for it. But as you can see, it bends. The way it turns, you know, and it's the way it turns kind of lags. If you see, it doesn't turn right away if you're going a little faster. So, you know, it's a good vehicle. I think it's a great vehicle, actually. As you can see, it's got a built-in 3-point hitch. Now that right there, you'll see the red right there. Oh, I'll show you. Let me get in close. So you see the hitch, the wiggly part, or where the ball would be. You have 2 sticks that come out, and then a part that allows it to adjust left and right. That is called a 3-point hitch, and that dolly is designed for this. Essentially what it means is I can take that dolly, right, hook it up to one of my trucks, hook this up to the dolly which is connected to the truck, and turn around, and basically I could plow the field with my truck. I wouldn't have to use a tractor, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is it doesn't really do the job as well as a tractor. I mean, it doesn't do much worse, but still, when you're comparing to what you're needing to do, it just, you know, it just isn't worth it at the end of the day. Like, a truck just can't compare to what a tractor can do on the field. But in terms of speed, it can get a vehicle faster, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I need to go on the road, I can rely on it more than I could, you know, on a field. That's what I'm saying. So we're gonna back this up real quick, and the cool thing about this is that this also still has a ball point on it. So we're gonna turn on that, and as you can see, that little number when we pick stuff up is gonna start going up. And the goal here is to get as much straw as we can, because we can actually sell that off. in turn, we will be able to make a lot, and I'm not exaggerating, a lot of money. And the way I do it, I take that big truck you saw over there, the one that's under the silo, I take it and I sell it at the same time as I sell my my wheat, right? So this trailer holds all my stuff, right? Now I am gonna have to learn how to feed the cows. I just bought the cows, but I have learned how to feed the chickens. You literally just buy some chicken food and that's it, you know. But the cows, you have to give them some kind of special food, and you know that does involve some straw. Now see, this right here, this doesn't exactly make me feel, you know, happy. Reason being is because, you know, who wants to sit here and see that their field still has wheat on it? So, you know, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna ignore it and we'll just get rid of it later, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and focus on this, because it's not enough wheat to really make a difference. So we're gonna just sit here, we're gonna plow, and it's very important that you line it up properly. I say this only because if you don't, you will have to redo it again, and God knows that's not fun. Now you'll see that the line here, or not the line, the number's now yellow. That is because I've activated cruise control. Imagine if we had that in GTA, am I right? So, essentially, I don't have to touch the trigger. I can keep it at a consistent speed. I can raise the cruise control. I can lower the cruise control. I can essentially decide how fast or slow I'm gonna go, right? And I can keep it at a steady number. And so we're gonna just finish up here. We're gonna finish up collecting this straw. Now, if I had it my way, I would use the smaller one, but two things. One, it doesn't collect the straw and leave it in a straw-like form. It solidifies it and turns it into a bale. I don't want that. I want a trailer that's gonna, you know, solidify it. But here's the thing. I don't have technology for that yet. So I do have the technology, technically. I guess you could say I do actually have it, but the thing is though, I don't know how it works. I don't know how it functions. It's a whole mess. I've bought a trailer that, or well, it's actually a conveyor belt. Basically, it's a conveyor belt that's going to allow me to lower these bales that I did create with the little thing onto a trailer, and I'll still be able to sell them, which is good if I didn't have this trailer, you know. But the thing is, two things. One, I do have the trailer, and two, this is so much easier because I can sell it the same way I would sell the grain. Now, it doesn't get sold in the same place, but I sell it the same way. In fact, if I was playing multiplayer online with this game, my friends would ever get on, because they just never are on anymore, you know. Like, that's what sucks too, because like anytime I want to play with them, I'm either at work or here, and well, okay, so you're probably wondering why he has stopped, right? We're probably wondering that. Well, good question. I can't. Okay, it's a tree. Wait, it's a tree? Oh fuck, I forgot I chopped that tree down. So essentially, I chopped a tree down, and I forgot to I may or may not have forgotten to get rid of it. So here's what I need to do. I need to find something that can transport it. I think I'm gonna go with this one, because granted, it's there we go. Okay, so where's the tech? So as you can see, this little conveyor belt here I don't know if I can attach it to this. I'm gonna try. We'll see. Yeah, it won't attach. Worth a shot. Essentially what it does is it will allow me to take those bales that I have and put them on any trailer. Now this machine right here, this is essentially going to allow me to grab that forest, or that tree, that lumber, I mean, I'm going to be able to go to a place and sell it. Make a little bit of cash off it, nothing too impressive, but a little cash, and that'll be it, you know. Just for the record, cruise control is very good for this area right here, because it's mostly just a straight line, and it also allows me sorry, I had to deal with situation there. Alright, so we're gonna sit here, we're gonna drive a little bit more back home, and the cool thing is you can actually skip in time. So I don't recommend this if you like having money. It does cost some money, but it's not anything like outrageous. So there's a reason why we have this homestead. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead forward 12 hours. So this will bring us to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, if I'm not oh, I guess not. See, I lost a shit ton of money, but it's okay, because you know, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna get this tree out of the way, we're gonna continue farming. Now this is very important. So we're gonna unfold the truck, right? And with this particular model, when you unfold the truck, you get put into the back. And I don't know why they do it like this, but it's whatever, you know. I'm not complaining. So we're gonna just go. We're gonna turn around. So unfortunately, alright, so as you can see here, alright, hold on, where did I put them? About that, my remote has died and I had to use a backup. So I guess this is how we're gonna do this. Oh, no, of course. This would be my luck. Well, you know what? It is out of the way. I guess I really can't complain, can I? I mean, it's out of the way, so I guess, you know, I have someone finish up, and then I'll finish up on this side. I gotta make sure I hire a worker to go ahead and get this part of the work out of the way. So then I turn around and I fill this up. Obviously gotta fill the grain up. Hold up, why isn't it picking it up? Why the fuck is it not doing its damn job? Full disclaimer, this channel is not for kids. I don't know if anyone has noticed, but I say a lot of curse words and do not give a damn if someone hears them. However, don't let your kids watch this channel. As much shit as I say that is for adults, just don't. Now back to this. We're gonna turn around and we're gonna farm a bit more because this is one of the more innocent things I do on this damn channel. Let's see. Whew, that is a lot. And I cannot express this enough. That is a lot of straw. It was so bad that even the tractor was like, what the hell is this? You know? Alright, so we're just gonna back it up here. I do have to figure out how to feed the cows, obviously. That's what's left. But see, another cool thing about these trailers is that they actually have wheels that turn with you. So they don't turn exactly to the position that the truck is moving, but rather it turns in the position of the what would you call it? The direction, right? Turns in the direction of which you are turning, but not along with the vehicles and all that. So we're gonna go ahead and release this right here. Now, as you can see, we're done. We have finished. And unfortunately, when you go to pick up the straw, you can't hire anyone. But when you go through this process, it's so much simpler. You know, it'll save you some money. That's for damn sure. So we're just gonna get that. I figured, you know, with all that's going on in the world, you know, a nice, happy, peaceful, you know, YouTube channel with an innocent enough creator, it's just what the world needs, you know? Too much is going on in the world, and I'm not gonna pick sides or even tell you about them, regardless of what I think, because it doesn't matter what I think. You know, just because I have an opinion does not mean I need to voice it, at least here. And that is a problem with celebrities. They think that because they're famous, their opinion actually matters. I mean, I know I'm not famous, obviously, but I'm not going to force my opinions on you. Now, if you'd like to have a healthy discussion, by all means. But I don't know. I don't think it's fair to sit here and tell you my opinion. Because I could sit here and rant on and on and on and on about whatever. And all it would end is just a bunch of bullshit. Because either A, we agree, and then you get some other person or collective group of people who hate me. Or B, you disagree, and, well, you know, in the way things are today, that doesn't really end too good for me, does it? So you can see kind of why I don't exactly share my opinion. I will share my opinion on very little things. I like to keep it neutral. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, here is what we're going to do. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up a little bit more, and I'm gonna show you a little bit more about that hitch. So obviously, I've turned off my engine, and I'm gonna bring my truck around. Now obviously, the seater, the truck's not meant to pull a seater, okay? It doesn't have the right, you know, adjustments in the back. As you can see, that is a 3-point switch. There's no ball tip to it. So the way it works, as you can see, I'm backed up as far as I literally can, and it will not let me connect. So the way it works is tractors can pull balls, they can pull ball hitches, or they can pull 3-point hitches. Vehicles like trucks can only pull ballpoint hitches. So you have to have a dolly. Essentially, it's a metal adapter for vehicles that I have to have in order to pull said 3-point hitches. And I'm going to show you why I got this. So one of the reasons why I got this was in case if I ever needed to pull this anywhere fast. This truck has a lot of horsepower, but at the same time, it can't compare to a good tractor. You see what I'm saying? Because now I have to turn around, I have to line myself up on the field, and I got to pull myself extra farther before I can dismiss the worker. And you'll see there's a man in my truck right there. He has done taken over my truck. But this adapter allows him to do what I need him to do. But I lose a lot of money while doing so. So you can see kind of why I'm not really for it. Now, as for this, I think the best way to tackle this problem, we're going to go ahead and saw this. We're going to go ahead and saw this bitch up. So as you can see, I've taken a piece of it off. Yeah. I'm gonna take that piece. So I'm gonna take that piece and I'm gonna load it on. And you're probably wondering why I've decided to do this piece by piece. And the simple reason is that, it would be easier to do it piece by piece than it would be to drag it. At least with this model. This model is actually the smallest and the weakest. But it's also the less bendable. So the way that works is that you have two types of models. You have your standard, semi looking ones, right? These are the ones that hold no power, right? Realistically they don't. Like, they do the same thing the other one does, but it isn't the same. So next we're going to take this piece, right? And we're gonna roll it over here. No. Oh, come on. No rollers. So that's what I don't like about this one right here. You see, okay, we figured out how to get it to unroll. So now we're gonna, nope. Well, I thought we were going to. Apparently, it decided to take a turn for the worse. So I gotta line it up right. So we're gonna go ahead, lower it down. Tam this thing. This is why I like the other ones better. You know what? The other ones you can actually just drag it behind, but this one, the way it's set up, won't let you do that because the way you have to move out of the cab. It's just a bunch of bullshit. Just go ahead, if you're gonna force it down, go ahead and get the other one. You know what? While I'm at it, let me show you how fast. Look at that. That truck has already done so much work. Now it's probably only stopped because, the way it has to do things. So it essentially keeps it in pattern. So you'll see here that we're just gonna do that little number right here, but it will keep it in pattern. As long as you keep it in pattern, there we go. Sorry, I just gotta fold my truck. I'm not about to have that. I'm not about to have my truck out here like that. Just no. Oh, apparently it's a side effect. Okay. No, you gotta do all the field. I hired you to do the job, do it right. Some people, am I right? Hard work is... Good workers are so hard to come by these days. That is a joke. You know, for those of you who don't know how to take a joke, because I know there are people out there like that. Either way, so... Essentially, this truck gets the job done. The problem is that the way it's designed. It's not designed to do this. So you can see why I prefer to use the tractor, right? However, first things first. As you can see, this thing still... As you can see, this thing... Hold on, I'm going to go on the road real quick. I'm going to show you how fast this thing does. So as you can see, with a regular tractor, we could never reach these speeds. Right? That would be insane. But with this kind of vehicle attachment, I have the ability to get to places to and from a lot faster. In fact, let's go check on field number 23. Right, as you can see, I'm already kicking up dirt a lot faster than I could normally. Now, I have so many questions, but maybe it was just the way I was looking at it. Oh, I know I didn't farm this field, but as you can see, there's no field here. You're probably wondering to yourself, why? My guess is, the best guess that I have is a glitch. Now you'll notice that it automatically does the save. This is very important, have this feature ready to go. But I'm going to go ahead and buy this piece of land. I thought I was. Hold on. Put myself steeper into debt, but it's worth it. Do it for the memes. I'm kidding. You should never do it for the memes. Okay, so as you can see, I've now bought this land, and now we're gonna sell it. You reap what you sow, so I figure, you know, since I now own the land officially, there we go. And that's going to come down. Now, when I own both these lands, what will happen is I actually will be able to just start on one end of the field and it'll keep going because it's so big. Alright. And look at that. Look at that shine. And you'll notice, however, that there's no wheat being used. And you're probably wondering why. And I do have a good reason for that. So the way it works is whenever you do wheat, or whenever you use this cultivator yourself, you have to constantly refill it. I went ahead and bought a bunch of planter seeds because I didn't know how that worked at the time. I also bought a lot of hold on, I gotta set this worker right. Didn't know what they were doing. So as you can see, this is not the best option when doing this. Because of the way the field is designed, and also, I mean, it gets the job done fast though, I will admit. Don't get me wrong. But you don't need this amount of excessiveness, you know what I'm saying? But it is nice to know that I have the option to just destroy my field and let someone else drive my truck too. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. So obviously I missed a spot. I need to go back and fix that, because we ain't doing that. We ain't about to. We're not about to do that right there now, are we? We ain't about to go over it. We ain't about to accept that bullshit. So we're gonna go ahead and do this nice little bit of the field. I mean, I know it's not a lot, but so we're gonna go ahead and fold the sower, and then we're gonna detach. If I can. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take this third hitch back, and we're gonna fold the car too. I don't like having that down. So we're gonna go ahead and take this back, and what's really cool is now I can drive my tractor out here. I can also drive my harvester, which is actually right down here. I keep a harvester here, and the way I've been running things, you know, it just works out so much better. But I'm gonna show you guys how my harvester works. So obviously, you know, I run this giant, you know, little thing across the field, and what it does is it acts as sort of a makeshift scythe, right? A mass production scythe. That's what it is. So I turn around and I fold the header, and right, you'll see this pop out. Now I lower said header and detach it, right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and fold the harvester while I'm at it, just because, you know, it's gonna make it even more compact. So there's actually a little ball hitch right underneath here. If you'll take a look, it will allow me to attach it, and now it's travelable. Now you can always go ahead and opt out to get the other one, which is slightly smaller, but then you also have to get a trailer header for it. I'm not wasting all my money on that. Instead, I spent a couple extra bucks, and now I can travel and carry the thing right here without, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna spend all that extra money when I have an easier solution, right? And the best part is the way it's designed. If I need to carry it by truck, boom, I can carry it by truck. I line it up just like that, and bada bing, bada boom. So now we're gonna turn around, we're gonna hook it up as usual, but you've probably seen me switch between vehicles, by the way. That is another cool feature. So we're gonna go ahead and load this up. I'm gonna go ahead and add the worker. Now he's gonna unfold it, he's gonna set it up, and we're gonna watch him. We're gonna watch this guy. So I'm gonna show you how this works. So when he takes the wheat, it leaves the straw. That's the extra, right, behind. It's a giant thing, right? Because that right there is also producing me money. And I had the other option. I still have the other option back home, which I'm gonna drive to now. But so we're gonna drive back home, and you'll get to see what the other option is. This is the stock option for the harvester, and it's not my favorite. So as you can see, this thing is a Goliath. It is designed to pack a punch, whereas this one right here is at best mediocre. It's a lot smaller, carries a lot less grain, and has to be dumped much more constantly. So you can see why I decided to do the upgrade. And on top of that, in order to carry it anywhere, you have to go out of your way. And friggin' you have to have this trailer that I have right here. It's just not worth it. At the end of the day, the one I picked with the draper, the draper and all that, it just is much more effective. And at the end of the day, you can't argue with the results. Now this little piece of technology right here is called the baler. Now what this does is essentially I hook it up to anything. Well, not anything, but like a tractor or something. I pull it behind, as you would have seen earlier. I would have done with the regular trailer. Only difference now is that with the other one is that this turns it into bales. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it over here. So let's see if we can raise it high enough, bring it over. Okay. So now we're gonna go ahead and take this piece off. And the reason why I had to strap it down, as you'll see in the back, the feet, they hold it in place. And that doesn't do too well for me. Now, we're gonna ignore those grains because I'm gonna come back with the cultivator / seeder. I'm gonna just call it the plow. I'm gonna come back with the plow, and I'm gonna turn around, and I'm gonna just get rid of them and start brand new. The reason why is because there's just not enough grain to really worry about. With as much money as I can loan, that I make a lot of cash, it just isn't worth it in the long run. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna pull up here, and I have to be within the indicated line. So I press one button and boom, it is sold. That is one piece, ladies and gentlemen, $4,000. That's not bad at all. But let's keep the train rolling, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna come back here with another piece and another piece, and this is where you can also sell grain. I mean, come on, who wouldn't love this place? And the best part is it's right down the street from where I live. You saw how fast I got here. It took me almost no time at all. And there's another entrance from the main road that I can exit as well, or enter, and come around, circle all the way around here. And that's what I really love about this land, is that what I think I might do is turn around and cut some trees down. Now you probably wonder why I want to cut so many trees down, and at the end of the day, it's little things like, hold on, where was it at? Little stumps. Okay, obviously I don't know if that was the stump, but stumps, they annoy me. And so does the tree. The reason why is because the trees in this game don't do much for you. You sell them and that's it. You turn around, you sell them, bada bing, bada boom. You made some bank, but at what cost? So as you can see, this is the total load. But the truck is at full capacity. And look at that. I have done unfolded. The truck. That's what it would look like without its little gates. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it, but now we wait. And we turn around. I'm gonna go ahead and load up the wheat. Now you'll see right here, this is the wheat. You know what, while I'm at it, I'm gonna use this truck as what it's meant to be. So this is meant to be a storage thing, right? Meant to carry small items and such, or grain. Now me personally, I love to use this as a grain truck. Simply put, it is a very well grain truck. You know, it's small, but it's just big enough to travel at a fast enough speed. You know, it gets the job done. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and pause this guy right here. And we're gonna go ahead and fill up this, just because it's already at 91% anyways, might as well fill it up. So we're just gonna let it do that, and in one more hit I can take out most of this field. It'll be done. So I'm gonna back it up here, and I'm gonna show you how it fills up the grain effectively. Look at that. See that? That is the total fillage limit right there of that, and we've still got a good 93%, or no, 39, my bad. Point is, we still have a lot of room, so I could quite literally go and fill, you know, this up again in the time that it takes to, you know, turn around and dump that first load. So we're gonna go ahead. We gotta make sure it's ready to go. And there we go. You see that? Done. And next we turn around, and we gotta make sure we line it up right. Because it's the draper, I can hit all of this at once. See, I only need a little bit over half at best. But we want to make sure we get it kind of in its center, just to prevent it from, you know, any thing like that. So we're gonna turn around, getting this truck right here. We're gonna take off. We're gonna drain it, cause you know we gotta drain it, obviously. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and turn around and get me a tractor. All right. I need the tractor. You know what? Better yet, no, we're not. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna buy a brand new tractor. Not because I want to, but because I need to. Sorry, my brother broke his controller and I've had to use this one. Unfortunately, you know, unfortunately he broke it and he was like, it's lagging, it's lagging. It's like, as many times as I dropped my controller, yours should work just fine. So as you can see, that's total, right? That's the total amount that can be carried by the trailer and the truck. And then it reverts back to 100. Now, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to tip it from the side, and this is due to the fact that there's a trailer on the back. But I can now fill said trailer up with, what's it called? I can fill the trailer up with grain and turn around and fill the truck up with straw. You know what I'm saying? I have so many options here. And we're gonna go ahead and enter the vehicle and start filling it some more. This is very important, right? Because the more I fill it up, the bigger my load will be. bigger the load, the more cash I'd be making. So I'm gonna go ahead and detach this, and you know what, actually I think it's about time I bought a new tractor. Okay, here we are. And as you can see, the way it turns, it does the same exact thing. But the way it's gonna handle, what the? Okay, so I'm learning how to use the belt. Now we've got obviously this monster truck looking Goliath, but I bought it this way on purpose because it's gonna match the same size as the cedar, right? And with this being said, it will allow for the ability to kind of map out how much, you know, room I'll need. I mean, it might be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller, but it will give me a pretty good damn estimate. And I can only imagine how much it's gonna charge. But you see that? I can turn around and do that kind of stuff right there. So I turn around and we're gonna find out too. And I love New Holland. Holland is my favorite brand to use. So this is gonna take about, let's unfold the thing to find out how much of a good estimate it was. See, I was fairly accurate. It's off by a couple of wheels, but nothing too significant. Right? So now we're gonna turn around and we're gonna line this up, and there we go. And now we're gonna see how much an hour it takes. Well, let's see how fast it is, though. Okay, I will say this is considerably fast, considering it is a tractor. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around. Actually, yeah, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to grab this truck real quick. We're going to bring that bale of hay. Well, it's actually a loader. We're going to take that. We're going to load it onto a trailer. Right? We're gonna see how this works, but get used to it. And I need this for if I'm gonna keep the baler around, because if I keep the baler around, I can take that grain, take off a couple bales for the cows, while still having enough functionality to sell it off. So I gotta diversify, you know. It's all about the diversification nowadays. You gotta have enough of each thing, and part of the mixed ration diet that the cows eat is in fact straw. But it's not just any straw, it's hay bales. So let's see what we got here. So before I do anything else, I'm going to put myself into more debt and buy the next land over. So you're probably wondering, why do I keep borrowing money from the place? Well, important reason is simply put because I want to own it. I want to own it all, right? And the only way I can do that is by affording to buy it. So now, unfortunately, because I didn't do this the same way I would have normally done it, I have to go in and readjust it again when he's done with that plot. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, the only reason why I even bother picking up the straws because it evens out my charges, you know. It helps out a little bit. So we're just gonna go over here. We're gonna push it on through. And I'm assuming this is just gonna work right from the get-go. I wonder. Worth a shot. I wonder if I have to get near the thing. Cause see, that's what I'm trying to figure out. So obviously, I'm gonna go ahead. How do I fill the tool? What if that little hook on the end is to lift up the Bay of Hail? Surely it can't be, right? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out sooner or later. For right now, we're gonna go and continue working on how to do the things. What's it called? You'll see them in a second. TMR, total mixed ration. So, first off, silage and TMR. We're gonna skip to this all together. So what is you need? I will be right back. I am back. I'm gonna call it a wrap for today, but stay tuned for more of these videos. You know, obviously I know I didn't do anything, but you know, I gotta deal with something, so I will see you in the next one.